俺の写真で軍の暴走を世界に伝える。で、俺はその運転手ってわけかよ。
Hello, and welcome to Plebpla. Today, we are reviewing not a Gundam, but the surfboard. This is the light-finding operation LFO Terminus TypeR606 from Songs of Planets Eureka 7. Made in our year of our Bandai Lords, 2005. Or 6? 2005. It was hard to see. What we have here is what I was going to settle for when I couldn't find the Moon Gundam back at the first convention of this year. Which is to say, considering that was the middle of January, top of January, I'm really slow getting through my backlog. But this manual, as you can see, it is a very square shape that comes in a rather standard model kit box. I mean, the box isn't any weird shape, but we have our pilot boys here. All that stuff out of the way. Let's take a look at the manual again. It is a very interesting spread of pages. It is 5 pages that fold out much akin to a regular manual. It's just square shaped. Over here we have all of our warnings and such. Let me pull that taut. And deep down in here on the E panel, you can see that there are 2 pieces that aren't used. Over here we start with body assembly, followed by cockpit, the undercarriage of the body, the torso assembly there, and we start over here on the arms. Page 3 has the other arm, of course. Then we go into feet, legs, one leg at a time, as is explanation tradition, followed by body assembly and the side skirts, kind of, and then the gimmick for the one weapon that it has, and then surfboard and stand assembly. It comes with its own rather unique and interesting stand, but we will come to that soon enough. On the back side here, we have anime information. The R606, members of the Gecko State, the heroic crew. More information about the pilots. And interesting enough, down here, we have a comparison of the 3 units that are not the, I can't remember what the main unit was called. It's not the Eureka, no, that's the main character. It's gonna bother me. I'll flash it up on screen because I don't want to waste all day stammering over it. The point I'm making here is that, though it's very hard to see, numerically speaking, the 606, aside from, I guess, 2 stats, is actually like the weakest and the slowest. I'm going to try to get up in here and point it out. It'll focus. You'll see over here, and it's hard for me to see through the finder, probably about like top speed. It is the slowest of the 3 and the lightest of the 3. But I guess, man, I don't know. I don't know what these stats all equate to. But back on topic, there is the color guide there. And showing off, you know, features, gimmicks, and the pose. And then the absolute back end of the manual is just a Gecko State logo with the back side of the kit. Bam! Okay. Rambling aside, I wanted to bring up, as soon as I find them, 1 second. Down here and all this noise, yeah. The E-runners, the gray runners here, seem to be universal joint parts. And each one of these leaves just one piece left, and it looks very similar to the ankle joint. So in these joints, there is some difference between the terminus and whatever the other one was called. That's going to bother me until I put that on screen. I have to resist the urge to think it out. It's the damn nerve ash. Anyway, all that aside, we need to dig out the one anomaly. The one thing about these stickers. Now, the stickers aren't so bad. I feel that I need to start getting in the habit of washing my runners. I don't. But I'm starting to come across more and more kits where the stickers come off shortly after application, and I'm finding that I'm gluing them on instead. But over here, we see that I used one less sticker. It's because I am terribly undecided on which one I want to use. And we will show you, because that belongs up here at the cockpit site. You can see on this side I've applied the sticker, and the stickers also come around. Let me use my nail here. This yellow edge all along here, these white pieces here, and then these three gray markings here, up here on the spoiler. The show is good, that's the spoiler. We've got two white markers up here, stickers, excuse me. We have a sticker that runs along the length of these arm blades. And I feel like there was one more somewhere. It's just here in the crotch. From the legs down, there are no stickers, which is fine. But on this side, you see the sticker. And you see it's got a little bit of detail in there. Just take memory note. My lights are preoccupied. I can't really use them today. You see there's two distinct markings here. If we turn to the other side, this is a clear piece in which I have not applied the sticker. Inside this clear piece is that very similar shape on the opposite side. I cannot decide if I want sticker or not sticker. So, in the comments below, why don't you decide? I can easily just peel this one right off. But just as easily, I can go and put the other one on. But let's move on to this boy's flexibility. It is main body, head is all kind of one shark-like unit. No head articulation, none of that. This doesn't bend. These are not designed to move, which I'm not even sure what they are. So we'll skip briefly to the waist and arms to side. The waist gets full 360 rotation. Nothing gets in the way of that. With the arms here, you have this flap here moves around. The shoulder piece gets up and down because there's your joint right there. It is just a regular socket. It gets full unobstructed rotation quite easily at that. We have rotation at the bicep, which is more or less only blocked by this when it's in the way. So with that out of the way, which we will pop that right out, that comes out unobstructed, unhindered. The elbow, however, is very limited. Less than 90 degrees. Less than 90 degrees. The hand over here, he's on your standard ball joint. So you get the wiggle and the twist. Now he only comes with the two open hands, but you'll see there's a peg here. We will discuss this soon. Down here at the legs we have interesting side skirts. The side skirts are plastic on plastic pegs. While these simulate wheels, there's no actual wheel there. There's no spinning. But on the leg, they have full range of motion. And that's that. You can kind of see back here that there's several sets of wheel-like appendages. What I've learned from, Another Century's episode, is that these have a terrain driving mode for when there is not any surfing that can or will be done. Which is very interesting because I think maybe you see it like one time in the entirety of the whole show. And I think that's not even a case of like they're driving so much as it's a case of it like flattens out into storage. Now, there is no transformation gimmick here, so I can only kind of guess that it might be something to this effect, because there's wheels all along the feet. The feet will probably flatten out. There's wheels here at the back of the leg, and then this will probably lay back a little further. I genuinely don't know off the top of my head, and I've gotten completely off topic with trivia, facts, knowledge. That's what happens when you watch too much robots. So, returning to T-pose position. At the legs, we get a hefty kick forward, meaning that at the same time we get not just a hefty kick back, but we get a very obtuse angle in which the legs flex on them. Return to status. And on the side, we've got, it's a double joint kind of thing, because inside here, oh, my thumb's in the way. Inside here, there's a bit of rotation, and then you've got this regular ball socket. So you can see we've got that here, followed by that much there. So you get a good hearty amount of rotation. Rotate that to the side, and the knee gets just past 90 degrees. Now, here is a point of irritation, mild irritation. The feet have quite a bit of range of motion, but because of the nature of this weird system, let's get that in there. You've got a polycap here, a hinge, followed by a long peg that goes down into the regular ball joint. A lot of times, without meaning to, you get this weird like giggity foot thing, and if you're not minding where your foot placement is, like you even get it with front and back, if you're not minding your foot placement, you're going to end up with some goofy looking accidental standing. Now you can't see very well, but you can see, I can see that it's like offset. See, it just shifted over. So it's kind of it's a pain in the butt, but that comes down to posing, and that's not really a loss against it. It's pretty good. And then back here, you've got more wheels and what looks to be like brake stoppers. So it's cool that those exist. And you can rotate them down to not really any effect. I thought maybe it would help with the balancing, but it balances pretty well with those rather wide and large feet. But realistically speaking, those would definitely stop the feet, the wheels from doing any action while it's down on the ground. Now, once I get you not looking so silly standing there, we will expose this hand. This hand has one peg. This blade has a circle. While it doesn't inherently rotate around, you can see there's a gap here in which that will fit into. That just pops right in there. And I haven't had it break yet, but you can see that little circle there. That's just a slight notch there in the arm. I'm trying to zoom in on the arm. so that it squeezes down just enough that you can do it. But I guess this would rotate around, and like in a more ninja-like fashion, you could hold it like this. Maybe. Maybe not. That's quite interesting. But it wants you to hold it like this, so that it's also trapped in the hand. And this is the 606's one and only weapon. The 606 does not come with shoulder cannons in the way that the other two do. And at least it's one more weapon that the Nerve Ash has. Moving forward, we have surfboard. Surfboard with a whole lot of pegs, because under your feet there are the ABS joint pegs that go right into the feet. And while I had a problem with one side kind of fitting in, once you get them used to it, you can quite easily try to do this through the viewfinder. You can just barely see that you gotta kind of work with it, but bam, those pop in, and you can position the feet however the heck you like. Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever stance makes you the most pleased with your boy. So let's not pull the arm out. Give him a little squat going on. And because, and this is great, because the feet are on their own, those feet pegs are on their own little hinge, you can twist and turn the leg while they're plugged in and not really like lose the ability to hose and just adjust it just right. Some of the holes don't like to cooperate. But in this, the annoyance of that shifting ankle is really good, because then you can still like get that foot position just the way you want it and not lose the foot out of the peg. I'm trying to get a nice cool pose going on here. I'll figure that out later. That's not important right now. What's important right now is that even on this, your boy don't stand around. He don't do. What he do is come with its own proprietary stand. Now this is very unique. We're going to lay him down and start with the bottom, because these two pegs on their polycaps can be set in whatever position you need them to be set in. Just plug them in like that to best counterbalance whatever position he's in. Over here you have a similar hinge to like the action bases, especially the 4s and 5s, where you can angle that right in there however you see fit. And then this up here, this is a kind of plug and play system, but you can see that there's several serrated teeth in there, and then you've got these notches right along here, so you line them up just right, so you have, or not just right, but to your liking, excuse me. So you get it at that angle, and the same is up here. This is a full 360 of serrated edges, along with this very slight plus sign that you see there. So you can get even just the slightest little angle, although even though sometimes it feels like a huge angle. Now fortunately, the entry point here is adjustable, so that if it's back weighted or forward weighted, it'll still sit in securely once he's in position. Now clearly this is a bad call for the extension legs, so we're gonna shuffle them right on over. And one problem I do have with the stand here is sometimes the poly cap will get stuck on these pegs without the rest of the stick, but if you've got fingernails, you can get him back. Let's set that here, and then we just slide it right on in, hook it back, and there we go. While this particular pose does look a little goofy, he is more or less weighted and set, and I don't really like how it's leaning back, so that is sure as heck not going to be the standard sitting. Even with the stand, you'll kind of want to balance him in a way that doesn't make it feel like you're about to break part of your kit or the stand itself. So if you uh-oh, what did I pop off? Uh-oh, something from the other side of the body. I'll put that back on later. That's the first time I've had something pop off. So there we go. Put him back on center. The Terminus TypeR606. We here at ZEON say, pick one up from that boy. If you find one out in the wild, there is no harm in having a little something unique to your various collection of kits, be it young or old. And yeah, 2005 is pretty dang old, but I can see that there's probably a reissue already happened or about to happen, because Eureka 7's getting the high revolution movies, which is basically just the series over again as movies, as is known to be done with Gundam. You know, replay the series as movies and get a little extra information in there. But this is a good kit. This was the only one that I found out in the wild at the time, so really it comes down to, do you want the main character or do you just want the color scheme of your choice? Because this also comes in, I believe, green and maroon. I know one of them is definitely a reddish color. But that is all for this kit. I thank y'all for watching. Hit me up with them likes. Comment down below, you know, your thoughts on Eureka 7 as a show, or freaking anything else really. Let's start a dialogue in the comments about giant robots. I'm always down to chat giant robots. I thank y'all for watching, and as always, SIEG ZEON.